Nigerian football suffered a great loss on Saturday, the 12th of April, 2025. Christian Chukwu passed on at the age of 74. A true legend of Nigerian football, known for a myriad of qualities, but none more pertinent than his leadership. Arguably Nigeria's greatest ever captain, synonymous with only two colours his entire life and career, the green of Nigeria and the red of Enugu Rangers. Christian Chukwu's legacy extends beyond his playing career. He remains an iconic figure in Nigerian football, revered for his passion, commitment, and contribution to the sport, both as a player and a coach. Our condolences and thoughts and prayers go out to the Chukwu family, friends, and the entire Nigerian football community. May his legacy continue to inspire and motivate future generations of footballers. Rest in peace, the chairman. This episode of Only Football will start on a very, very solemn note. It's a milestone episode for us, Only Football Podcast episode 10, but we have to acknowledge the passing of the late great Christian Chukwu. So, I would say 1 minute silence, but this is a broadcast and we don't really have much time, but we'll all try to honor the late great in the way where we can and talk about the story that has been circulating on the internet. But first, before we do all of that, my name is Tunde, flanked by Izuchukwu, Akawor, Kolawole, Babatunde joins us, Joba, Ogunwale, and Faruq is here as well. Bring you episode 10 of the Only Football Podcast, like I said, brought to you, sponsored by, powered by, pushed by Paul Sports. And thank you very much for liking, subscribing, sharing, and telling everyone about this. So, on Saturday, as the news of Christian Chukwu's passing broke, we heard the usual Nigerian rhetoric. Christian Chukwu is reportedly still being owed by the NFF, and it pains me that it comes out right after his passing. But it is what it is, and even though the NFF have come out to deny it, the trust levels in Nigerian institutions is not where it needs to be for us to believe it. So, any thoughts on that, Izu?
Well, to be honest, I think when you look at, like you said, when you look at our history, I think I'll believe the late Chukwu, because when he made the statement based on that video we all watched, talking about how he was old and all that, he kept making reference to the fact that they have his files.
Thousands of dollars.
Yes, he said they have his files, that they should just go to the files and check. So it's not a surprise that NFF came out they would always do that. But this is, and he made reference, Chukwu made reference to local coaches, Nigerian coaches. He said they don't owe the foreigners.
Yeah.
That is just Nigerian coaches. Do you get? And it's not just that. I mean, just a couple of days before that, or should I say a week or so before that, we published a story here that, people are owed to promises made to Nigerian national team, have not been, fulfilled and all that. So it turns out to be like a Nigerian thing. And like Yuku said, he is not the only Nigerian that the NFF is owing. So NFF on the defensive, but they've not shown any
evidence.
Yes, that they don't owe. We all know what they do with salaries. We all know what they do with wages when it comes to Nigerian coaches. So they can deny it all they want.
And the funny thing is, I think they denied it at the time of the video. From the story I read, they requested that Christian Chukwu brings the evidence that is being owed, which was quite funny to me because, I mean, what's the evidence you will bring? Do you understand? So I think it was just probably a bureaucracy thing, and they even said the late Shaibu Amadu also brought his own evidences forward and he was paid and all of that. That was the defense they put up at the time, and I believe that's still the same rhetoric they're trying to spread now. The money is allegedly $128,000. Which is quite funny because I think about 5 years or 6 years ago, the late Christian Chukwu was very ill and he had to be bailed out by some of the billionaires in Nigeria. I think Femi Otedola and all of that. They flew him to the US, and someone that the NFF allegedly owes up to that amount, and is still struggling to pull off things like that. Well, we like Izu said, we believe who we believe, and because it is not just a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before Joba and Faruq gives their thoughts, I have to mention, according to Oluwashino Okeleji, on that same Saturday,
Yeah.
which is now turning out to somewhat be a dark day for Nigerian football, Charles Bassey, a member of Nigeria's 1980 AFCON winning squad, also passed away on that same Saturday in the southern city of Eket. The ex-Calabar Rovers attacker died after a long illness. Bassey managed Rovers, Wiki Tories, BCC Lions, Flash Flamingos, Mobile Pegasus, Aqua United, and others. So rest in peace, Charles Bassey, along with Christian Chukwu. But Joba, is this Christian Chukwu situation a deterrent or perhaps a saving grace for Nigerian players of multiple nationalities when they hold out for their other country and treat Nigeria as a second or even last resort? Is this sort of justification for that? If we are having this conversation about arguably Nigeria's greatest ever captain, one of Nigeria's greatest players of all time, our former colleague Solis Chukwu, while he was here, wrote a ranking of Nigerian players, and I think he had Christian Chukwu's
Number
seventh. So, like, and we all know what Solis' knowledge of Nigerian football is. So, like, if Christian Chukwu is getting this treatment, what mouth do you want to use to tell Tosin Adarabi, for example, say, come and play for Nigeria and leave England?
First of all, to clarify though, this is not a difference of NFF.
Of course.
For the 2013 team, it's not the NFF owing the Super Eagles, it's the below.
Yeah, no, I didn't say they were at NFF.
Yeah,
I'll say it's just the habit of owing and not fulfilling promises and all that.
Yeah, so to be honest, Chukwu is not the first. And I don't think he will be the last.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think if you look in senior climbs or probably maybe if it's an organization that you expect to like look inward and like make adjustments towards this thing, you probably want to say yes, they will learn from this and then adjust going forward. But that's not the NFF. Shaibu and Modu also had similar situation before he passed on. Even arguably Nigeria's greatest ever indigenous coach, Stephen Keshi, also had this issue with the NFF. So it's not just Chukwu alone. It's like you could probably maybe name examples. Players are being owed. I remember when we were still under Gannett 4, there were like accumulation of bonuses that were owed to the players. So you look at it, and that's why sometimes when I see people go online and say, yeah, they don't treat Nigeria as the second option, and if you don't want to, I mean, you look at this thing and be like why do I have to come in and like subject myself to this harsh treatment? Because the NFF do not really treat these guys like the heroes so I mean, they deserve more than that. And yes, I mean, the current administration is not the one that was there when Chukwu was the Super Eagles coach. But again, you're still like every NFF president or every one that we've had, all the board, have always been incompetent. We've always had situations whereby they are owing players, they are owing managers, they are owing coaches. And you look at it that it doesn't happen with the foreign managers. Like they can't do that. I mean,
I sorry to cut you. I actually think that because I feel like we're giving NFF too much credit here. I don't think that it doesn't happen with foreign money. That would imply that the NFF have respect for anybody. It's just that they might end up. They hold Jose Peseiro, they hold General. We saw what Sven Goran Eriksson said about when he wanted to sign for Nigeria.
They paid all of Genet's money. They paid Jose Peseiro. Chukwu's last game in charge of the Super Eagles was around, I think, in 2004. So, and 6 years before his death, he's still complaining about being owed 100. And you look at that. So it's sometimes when players of dual nationality say they don't want to play for Nigeria, I can understand where they are actually coming from.
Faruq, you wanted to say a few words about Christian Chukwu.
Yeah, based on what you said about the dual nationality players, well, 10 years ago, that makes sense when you need money from the national team. But I mean, this is not to play defense for, but I just do not like the suggestion of why we should not be able to speak to these players about not prioritizing Nigeria. At the end of the day, Nigeria national team, Nigeria is about Nigerians, not about the NFF. And the Super Eagles is an ambassadorial role. None of the players playing today need whatever bonus the Super Eagles. I mean, this is
None of the foreign-based players.
I
You
mean, how
can't
many-
even say they don't need it because they earn lots of money at their club. It's still money that they
Well,
earn,
again,
and they are
that-
legal.
that is
If
not
you
the-
are decided as national team are not paying anybody, it's different from
that is not the
you are
point.
supposed to
That-
pay me and
that
then
is
you will
not
not
the-
pay me because my
That
club
is
is
not
already
the point
paying.
I'm trying to make. Like, we see players every time decide, say the money I make. I mean, Ekong did it. That the money that I earn as a national team, let's use it for charity and stuff. I'm not like the likes of Chukwu and say Amodu and Keshi when they did not play in an era where they make a lot of money from their clubs. The players nowadays, like the Tosin Adarabi or yours and so now, like a national team career is important. You need to represent a country instead of waiting for England. Why not play for the Super Eagles? Like, I don't think it is a good enough defense that they might owe you money. You don't need this money, but you need a national team career.
so-
You need people to talk about it during AFCON.
Yeah.
You need to have something to do in the summer. You need the Nigerian Super Eagles, fans of the Nigerian Super Eagles fans to
The
defend you the
exposure.
way they defend Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen online. I mean, I get it. The NFF is a mess, but you are not playing football for the NFF. You are playing football for Nigeria. Like, you don't expect the soldiers of the Nigerian army to defend the country any less with any less determination just because Nigeria is what it is.
but
there are some jobs that it is an ambassadorial position. Like, your patriotism has to shine through. You are defending Nigeria and Nigerians, not
Farouk,
the NFF.
Sorry, while I agree with you to a very large extent, I think let's not limit this thing to just being owed. For me, it's not about being owed. I think the English national team, I think the bonus they get for the national team is always like donated to the charity. Yeah. So it's not like if they play for England, they will get any special money. But the other things that come with it, the treatment,
Exactly.
the
The basic things.
the
And
basic,
also, we are also
other things
limiting
like
this
that.
thing to the Super Eagles alone. Let's look at the Super Falcons also. Like, it shouldn't just be the Super Eagles alone. You look at the Super
Falcons who have a
They
major
truly-
tournament coming up in less than 3
in June.
months,
I mean,
and
they
they are
treat
still
them like
not.
second-class citizens because the Super Eagles is fair
The
enough.
biggest brand.
Cream de la cream of NFF. But I mean, you look at some of these things and you realize, and you look at it. I mean, the Golden Eaglets. I mean, I don't know the tournament they went to. They said the young guys had to do wash and wear for their jerseys. So it's not
That's
even.
golden England. But I'll be surprised if those ones were Olympic athletes. Olympic
did it so-
athletes
Yeah.
were washing their clothes by themselves
So it's not
in
even
Tokyo.
about the
It's a
bonus that they
Nigerian
receive.
thing.
That's
It's
it,
about
that's it.
it's about the treatment that you hand out to this guy. I mean, I shouldn't come to the national team or play for Nigeria and I should be doing wash and wear. You look at some of these things and you be like, if you can't even do the basics, okay,
Right.
what are you now going to tell me about the salary, the bonus, and all that? So that's the point. Like, it's not just we are looking at it from the bonus perspective.
No,
It's about like, okay, doing the basics right, getting the basics right, like, okay, giving them like the treatments they properly deserve.
All
I
right.
totally agree. Sorry, I totally agree with that. My point is just that I do not see the national team I see it as a position to serve. That's
But
my
you don't
point.
want
I
to
see it as a
serve at
position to
the
serve.
detriment
I
of
agree.
yourself. Yeah.
I agree. I'm not talking about Bukayo Saka.
Again,
Obviously,
wait.
like, I'm not talking about Bukayo Saka or somebody with a genuine chance of like.
Playing for
Yeah.
like, the big, yeah.
I see it as okay. There are some things that you go accept from your family, like Afa. Okay, now we. That's how I see it. Like,
Farouk, the counter to your point before we move on is that mentality works for, say, like the military, because if you sign up for the military, you know exactly what you're signing up for. Whatever, I don't know what their salary is, and I don't want to, but you know that is what it is. You know that, okay, you are not going into the military to be a rich man. You are going there to serve your country. That's the deal. As a Nigerian national team footballer, if that was the deal from the start, everybody knows what they are getting into. But the deal is, you come, we'll give you this. Wait. The deal is, you come, we give you this for match bonuses. We give you this for allowance. We give you this for inviting you for your travel alone. And then when an hour comes, you don't give me any of those things. Or when an hour comes, you put me in a different place than you promised. So like, that's where the disconnect is. So you cannot tell me to ignore all of that and now be serving country when you are eating my own money.
Yeah, and a key question is, whenever someone uses the word patriotism, I'm always asking, why are you demanding patriotism from just the players? So the NFF cannot be patriotic. The
officials cannot be patriotic.
No, I mean,
like, why? Why? The patriotism is not just for the. So if the managers of the football cannot be patriotic, on what moral ground do you stand to demand that of players?
Again, asking.
We're starting to go around in circles. Please, and we don't have a lot of time, so let's just leave it there. Rest in peace to Christian Chukwu, once again, and Charles Bassey, as we mentioned. Our condolences to their families. The only football family also commiserates with you, and hope that the people that run Nigerian football eventually right this wrong instead of putting out pressers. I personally feel like even if they were not owing him, that was a distasteful thing to do. To say someone just died. We are not owing him.
Maybe Demola Olajuwon votes that.
All my thoughts about him off camera. But anyway, let's move on. Right. Joshua 1:5 says, no man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you.
What is happening here?
I will not leave you nor forsake you, even if them close roof. Now me down.
Even if them close roof.
What? First of all, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to do a similar gimmick to what Izu did last week when they brought rice. I wanted to go and buy a pie and eat the humble pie. But Nigeria taste cost.
The pie expensive.
Taste cost.
Wait. On behalf of Arsenal fans worldwide,
do you need some money?
The audience.
How we going to give our ops money?
No.
Audience want you to apologize.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to eat the humble pie and then apologize. But when I reach, I could only buy one pie because I got chopped by fire. So I'm very sorry. But first of all, I would rather chew wet rug than apologize for a football take. That's the simple truth. What I'm going to say is that probably football is not ending.
What do you mean by probably? What does probably mean?
No, I don't accept it.
It's still possible. Hey,
that football
with everything that's going on in United Nations now, if they drop one of those things, nobody they play anything again. So you should calm down. Be careful what you wish for before I cut out in North Korea.
Wow.
Anyway, as I was saying, I never apologize for a football predictions because this is what I do for a living. I analyze and I predict. But from what I analyzed, and even the staunchest Arsenal fan, you can see him as he dressed like an Arsenal Paul Biera today. Like, there is nobody, including the staunchest Arsenal fans, that could have predicted that Arsenal would win in the fashion they want. There are people that predicted Arsenal would win.
Okay, wait.
But in that fashion, in that dominant fashion.
Yeah, but
so
your argument
I remember the video vividly. Maybe you can play it.
I know.
You said Arsenal.
No, they have to play that video. They have to play that.
0% chance.
No, he did say less than. I think he said 0%.
No, I said less than 0%.
He said less than 0%
I stand by it also.
Less than. Do you know the meaning of less than? Arsenal no get leg.
Negative integer.
I stand by it. And my prediction,
You should sit.
You see, one of the things is that Kolawole bad, don't you see? That's the simple. If you don't understand what I said, may you
I had call up.
may you never have anything to do intentionally or unintentionally with disappointers. You see those useless Real Madrid people. After you lost first leg 3-0. What did I say last episode? The game is not over because I fell for it.
We tried to warn you.
We saw you could not have expected what they did in that second leg. The way they were talking about remontada, closing the roof, flooding the streets, they on red light. By the time they're off the lights, they open their roof when it's one kill everybody.
Put his money on Real Madrid.
Again,
And
we warned you last season.
Last week,
Okay, first,
practically told him the time was over.
Let's stop. No, even before last week, let's go back to 2 weeks ago. And first of all, because everybody like negativity, my DM is not full. I will not go to respond because what are you going to do? Go and face your life. What I'm going to say is let us actually shine light on the people that predicted it before a ball was kicked. You predicted as a fan, so I'm not taking your prediction seriously. Faruq actually said that Arsenal is the team to bet on. That's how you know it was serious. For you to say put your money on Arsenal before a ball was kicked. So I will give him credit.
I mean,
for
when
that.
they are saying that they are cursing us on this is you people should go and change what you said. I think, what do you mean by you people? Like, it's just today. Just mention his name. What do you mean by you people said rubbish about Arsenal?
Yeah, because the people that are promoting the show too, they don't see that one reshare. They don't go tag themselves. That video, that Tunde video, repost. I just they look the yesterday. I don't want to say anything. So what about reposting the video that they actually predicted the right thing? It's us that used to do ourselves on this program. But carry on.
Yeah, like last week, even when you people were saying that Real Madrid could score them 3 goals, I told you people that.
No, you did not. Don't lie.
I did say that.
You did say that it's Real Madrid. I mean, they
Yeah,
could probably
wait,
bring
No,
in
he
their
said
juju.
when was the last time Arsenal
Yeah,
conceded 3 goals?
you people were like saying that Real Madrid could score them, but it's just that Arsenal will score too.
Yeah.
But I was insisting that I don't see this Real Madrid scoring that many against Arsenal just because Arsenal's defense is just that good. And Real Madrid.
But that's not even why it happened. It happened.
Yeah, because
Arsenal
Real
defense is
Madrid.
good.
I
But
also
Real
said
Madrid were
Real Madrid.
hot,
Yeah,
trash.
they do not have like repeatable attacking patterns that lead to goals. They score because their individuals are brilliant. And against certain defenses like Arsenal, like they will shut you out. And we saw it. Mbappe was dropping deep, and there was no other. There was no supporting role. Nothing was happening. Vinicius was just trying to. He could not get past Timber. Like, and so it was very clear for people that have watched Real Madrid this. Like, it's not a special prediction. Like I did not do magic. It's just from watching these people not be special this
And to be fair to me, which is what I'm going to use this episode to do. If you have your own platform, go and be fair to
You are
yourself.
just being defensive.
Yeah, but please,
You dey defend past the Real Madrid.
Somebody
don't you
has to
predict?
defend at the end of the day. The point is that I did say that Arsenal will outplay them. Did I not? It's just the prediction was based
Yeah,
on.
you said they go try.
No,
Let's
They
go.
know that.
No, that please,
You keep
Colin,
quiet.
you be mature.
Are you mature?
Act your
When
age.
you are predicting
Act your
it,
age.
are you
You
mature?
literally watch the Green Eagles. Act your age, please. The point is that even in the quote unquote semi-viral viral video, it is that I said that you people agree that Arsenal will dominate them. Arteta will win the tactical battle. It's not that we've seen this time and time again that Real Madrid constantly get outplayed but still win. Because at the end of the day, that's what they do. So I had no reason to believe that Juju would expire against Arsenal, but I did not know that,
Okay, let's
Timber pass caliber.
Let's assume that, I forgive you for, like...
How would they seek your forgiveness?
You know they beg me before the show. But for you to now say it after that first leg, that Arsenal...
What
No, you said
I did double down. I was just reminding people that
on your Twitter, you bet on Real Madrid, and I told you before the game.
What did I tell
We
you?
will still beat them.
No, I did bet on Real Madrid, but what did I tell you? I did not bet that Real Madrid will qualify. I bet on Real Madrid to win the game. I thought they would
I
salvage
told you that we will
some
beat them.
grace
Surprise.
and win 2-1 or something.
No.
That's what I wanted.
Well, what
No,
Yeah, somebody
actually
wants
did
to
not
won.
say that because I literally asked you that, Kola, should I bet on Arsenal to win the game? You said, how am I going to know?
That's fair.
Wait, that's different. You
That's
came to
different,
my, you came to my idea and said, "Can I put my?" I will not tell you. So if he doesn't go, you say, "Kola made me lose money." But when I saw let's be sure. When I saw the lineups,
You should
of
have
the
asked
teams,
me.
That was when I even quoted. I mean, if Tunde remembers,
He did.
When I saw the lineups, I quoted. Like I said, "You can beat these guys." When I saw both lineups, because it was clear. Who do you want to scare with Alaba and Vasquez in 2025?
You should have asked me. You should have asked me.
Izu predicted the correct score.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
2-1 and all.
what's Emmanuel and Leon place?
United.
Say you should have asked
United
me.
will.
All
United
the
will
way from the
concede.
Europa League. We don't even give Europa League time of day on the show. We did not even acknowledge it as a real competition. I can say this to you because I support Chelsea.
But one last thing before we move on from Arsenal Real Madrid. I mean, somebody can beat you 19 years ago, and you say that when I catch you next time, I will beat you, and they will still beat you again.
The life is not a Nollywood movie, dog. Like, sometimes your bully is still there. You are not going to make it and then come and shine on them. We beat you again. Suffer twice in 19 years.
I think the funniest thing about the result the other day against Real Madrid is that Real Madrid used their hands to close roof.
Was anybody
Like,
else? I know you as an Arsenal fan, you are probably annoyed, but as a neutral, was anybody else annoyed by Real Madrid's social media antics leading up to the game, or did you
Yeah,
understand what they were trying to do?
felt it was. In fact, that was what made me predict 2-1. You know,
2-1
because
to Arsenal.
yes,
You keep predicting correctly for someone that does not bet. What is they send us this thing?
That was what made me put money on Arsenal.
this
Whole
thing.
time is
To be
200.
fair, that's how.
Yeah, because I felt it was too much. It was too much.
To be fair, that's how they've always moved.
They got distracted. They focused on the wrong things. So much distraction. And when I saw all those things, I was like, "What is happening? Are you guys content creators or whatever?" You know. And
The people that were doing it are content creators.
when I
That's
saw
their
that, I
jobs.
was like, "Hey, it's the same thing." I think they are repping the club. Do you get?
I
They are
mean,
repping the club, and they were using
You
the
had
main handle.
Bellingham also saying Ramon.
Remontada in
it's not
every
new.
single thing.
Ahead of the game,
Man, I had
This
to predict
episode
one.
has to be titled Remontada.
ahead
has
of
to
the comeback against Man City, did Vinicius not tweet 99% chance of
Chance,
50,
1%,
just like Neymar did? So this is how they've always done, and you cannot fault them for doing it because there is a historical.
Not against a team that you've never scored.
But wait. There's a chance it could have worked. It's just that Arsenal have high mental fortitude. Because Saka said after the game that they saw all
saw
the
it,
antics. There are some certain clubs that might have
Do
fallen
you know
for
the
all
funny
of
thing?
that.
I just remember there was a video I saw of like the Arsenal players when they wanted to, come out of the dugout. Declan Rice told every one of them after Odegaard made this speech, he told them, "Don't listen to the noise."
I mean, like when on Twitter yesterday, when I told you that these guys have dog in them, like Declan Rice led West Ham to a Conference League title. Bukayo Saka got stronger after racism.
All right,
So-
there was another game that happened since we are starting to take the piece on the show. There were a few other games. In fact, Bayern Munich got knocked out by Inter Milan. I predict that one correctly now. I know you get any death
I can't
threats.
see that somewhere.
The game was not featured.
You guys see that somewhere.
Wait, but before I saw me quick before we move on. I want to know, please, Instagram people that used to type, give me this guy Rihanna. What will you do? Ask yourself, like, okay, what will you do? I've asked my question. I respond in the comments because I don't understand. They always talk, give me this guy Rihanna.
They won't
want
beat
to
you. They
show
won't
you
beat you
Oh,
up
yeah,
now.
mention
I mean, they won't
the-
beat you up. They won't beat you.
If you go, in case you don't, maybe sitting down will deceive you. I'm 6'2" in person. I don't fight, but I'm pretty sure I can beat you.
They know-
And I know for a fact that I talk
They
better
know
than
they
you.
beat. They know beat Vitaly Klitschko. Who are you?
All right. Anyway,
Even
let's talk
Anthony
about
Joshua.
let's talk about Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan. Inter did the business as I today young predicted.
Congratulations.
Did you predict that Inter will win?
Yeah,
Did you do it on
I
camera?
think I was
Yeah.
the only one that said Bayern would. I was the only one that backed Bayern.
I backed Inter
Every other person on the show backed Inter.
and
Okay, I think me and Izu predicted Bayern.
oh okay, I backed Aston Villa. So
Who? Bayern?
Yeah.
Me? Did I predict Bayern?
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
Based
think
on
me and you predicted Bayern. Every other person on the
Bayern.
show said Inter.
that must be an error.
I think he just wanted to be against everybody.
He just say whatever.
He just said
Just say
opposite of whatever anybody said.
All right, so let's talk about the other quarterfinal
Okay.
games. PSG, Aston Villa lost the first leg to PSG.
Yeah, they
Gave a good
fought.
account of themselves in the
they
second
fought.
leg,
They
and
fought.
should actually be disappointed that they did not equalize.
Yeah,
because
they should
they
have.
had plenty of
I saw
time.
one free kick that. How can your head not touch that ball?
Ezri Konsa.
Yes, your
How
head
about
should touch that ball.
Asensio's,
Asensio one-on-one.
Yes,
Another
like
thing.
they had the
Unai
chances.
Emery, like over the years, he has made this type of mistake, and he made it on that night. Rashford was playing arguably the best game of his career in the last couple of years, and he took him off.
For what? When he could have just doubled
he
up. He
just
left Rogers on the pitch. I was not
he's
doing
too-
much.
He's too risk averse. Like he's always why worrying about attacking. He's always worrying about what's going to happen
Defensively.
on the other end. Yeah, he's too. That's why even at Villarreal, when they were playing really well, they had the tendency of drawing games they were winning from the start, because all of a sudden, Emery will take his foot off the opponent's neck, and the opponent will find a way to come back.
I mean, was he not the
I don't think he's the only one on this
was he
because
not
I
the
think
coach that suffered the remontada from Barcelona?
6-1. Although I can't blame him for that
No,
one.
that was
I
not-
rewatched that match recently. Bro, FC Barcelona should never eat the good of the land as an organization. I don't want to talk.
the
It was
officiating
not
was
as terrible as people try.
It was. I literally just watched
one
it.
penalty and one goal would have
No,
been
the-
chalked.
Guy,
the
for
officiating-
in the first 10 minutes, Suarez was 2 plots of land offside, and he scored in the second minute, and then Mascherano handled the ball in the box, like literally
penalty.
using hand to divert the ball.
Let
Suarez
us
fell
remember
down
that
for
Then
one-
that's-
there was no VAR.
Yeah,
Let's
there was
remember
no-
that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There
like,
was no
in the-
VAR, but you gave an offside goal. You gave
A penalty.
It was not offside. It was
No.
the
It was
penalties
offside.
were only the contextual
Contextual,
No,
yeah.
Suarez was
decision.
offside.
It was not.
Suarez
now.
was
The
offside.
header, it was not offside.
Faruq,
now.
I
watched
watched
the game,
this
he watched
game
it last-
recently.
So have I
with-
multiple times.
No, but
Do you know how many
I
times
watched him on the
So who is
Do you know how
lying?
many times I watched that game?
So
Everybody
who-
said that
so
he
who is
was
lying
offside.
now?
Anyway, we don't have time.
No,
Let's move on.
screenshots it and send it
Let's
to
move
us.
on, please.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. I said Unai Emery is not the only coach who does. I think a lot of coaches, when somebody is
Playing well.
on the game, they tend to. I don't know why they do it, because what I feel is when somebody is actually doing well and is looking fire, just allow the person sit off. You know.
All right. So congratulations to Paris Saint-Germain, FC Barcelona, who also dispatched Dortmund,
Tough game.
Arsenal, and Inter
Inter.
Milan for advancing to the semi-finals. So it's Arsenal versus PSG, Inter
Big games.
Inter versus Barcelona. When we get closer to the fixture, we'll preview those semi-finals. We don't have time for that right now. But I think what we learned the most from the quarterfinal is that the two teams that everybody thought were the favorites, at least coming into the quarterfinals, are not as infallible as a lot of people.
They can be hot.
The second leg of Barcelona Dortmund, even though they rested a good number.
I
of
mean, is
players.
that fair on both teams? I've seen a lot of people say that, but is that fair on both teams? Like, both teams came into, or at least Barcelona came into the game having played. I think they've played 8 games in the last 19 days now, and they have another one in the weekend, and they were leading 4-0. So obviously, it was clear that the players were dosing themselves. And yeah, Dortmund showed that they could hurt them, but I don't think.
Okay. Which team are they, frying egg and making Meshai tea for before they play? Because you talk like saying only Barcelona they play games. Everybody is playing.
No,
it's
their
not
own,
special.
talk about
their own
fatigue.
is worse because they had the game rescheduled to immediately
just
after
one
the
game now.
international break. Eh?
Just
Yeah, but
one
I think they
game.
played a lot of games
and they are still
within
in-
like a short period.
Yeah.
I mean, Inter are also like
Not
they are
as
still
much
play-
as Barcelona.
What do you mean by not as much as
Like,
as
it's literally online. You can
Okay,
check it. They
well,
played a lot
like,
of
not
games.
as
You
much as
can,
Barcelona.
you can consider these arguments when we leave the studio, because we tend to argue a lot when we're not on camera. So we'll save that for after the show. Let's talk about the Unity Cup, which makes a return for the first time in how many years? I'm sure Joba watched the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it against
Literally,
the Republic of
I was
Ireland.
joking.
Was it
Unity Cup?
2005?
Yeah.
Unity Cup is.
That was
it was-
Martin's debut.
Yeah, it was in 2000, mid 2000s, I think.
Are you sure the last one included the Republic of
I
Ireland?
think he scored a goal in that.
That
Yeah.
was Martin's debut. Yeah, Obafemi Martin's
I know that
debut.
Unity Cup is supposed to be 2 African teams and 2 West
No, it
Indian
was-
teams.
it
So
was-
where did the Republic of Ireland
We
play?
played Republic of Ireland in 2004 or
Yeah,
so.
2004. Yeah, I can see that. And even though Nigeria won, is Republic of Ireland
It's,
were the runners up. Anyway, the Unity Cup makes a return, and Nigeria finally confirmed participation in the tournament. Even though it had been announced for a while, I didn't want to talk about this until we were sure that Nigeria are going to be there. Even as they don't announce them, we feel no still be there. Because don't be NFF. We are literally announced coach we never agree with.
No, that's different. They'll make this one.
All right, let's see. So
We trust NFF a lot.
from Wednesday.
No, there are things
From
there are
Wednesday,
things
the
you can
28th
trust
of
them
May,
with.
Wednesday, the 28th of May, 2025, Ghana versus Nigeria, and the winner of that fixture takes on the winner of. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. Ghana versus Nigeria, Wednesday, 28th of May, 2025. Then on Saturday, 31st, Nigeria takes on either Jamaica or Trinidad
and
or
Tobago.
So that's the winner of their own game. So like, we look forward to it. It looks like
you say Nigeria takes on as if it will beat Ghana.
I mean, they already did graphics that are playing both teams. So I assume, I think either way you face.
You will still play.
Winner face winner, loser face loser. So either way you
play two
get
games.
to play two games. So that's what it is. Ghana are going to the World Cup. Are you?
We'll go to the World Cup.
Ghana the Go Nations Cup.
Which one would you rather have now? Oh, look at two shameless.
We then we World Cup.
Let them get out
We
of
then
their
we World
stage
Cup.
as
We
usual.
can win a
They
Nations
say,
Cup.
man, you know, as he likes.
Going to the AFCON is useless if you can't win the AFCON.
People that have not won the
World
AFCON.
Cup.
Again,
The people that went to the
I would
last AFCON,
rather
they have not paid
win the
them.
silver medal.
The people that won your last AFCON.
That's the group.
If you do not
in the
win,
World Cup.
if you go to the AFCON as one of the favorites and you end up not winning,
No, I mean, I remember the sentiments before the AFCON. It was down. We did not believe
and
in
we
the
got
team.
to the final.
And we got to the final. So let's praise the team for
All
what they
right.
did.
Congratulations to everybody involved. We look forward to the Unity Cup. Let's quickly touch on some Nigerian football updates. I'm sure Izu will take us. We are running out of time. But I don't even know how to start with this thing. Plateau United striker Vincent Temitope reportedly got stabbed in the neck on the pitch after scoring a goal against Nasarawa United. And it's as serious as that headline seemed, and there were pictures, even though the pictures did not show stab wounds, but it shows the player had blood and heavily plastered neck.
Yeah.
Only for the player to be on the bench 3 days
3
later.
days later. He recovered them. I don't know if you've watched Fringe. Yeah.
We should not be laughing at somebody getting stabbed on the neck. But what?
Dr. Walter Bishop.
Even if your medical
did something.
staff is coming from heaven.
He
Even
recovered
if
really quickly.
you have heaven shifts.
Yeah, I think that's part of the drama in the NPFL. But the thing is, Nasarawa United were also actually fined 6 million.
Wait, it truly happened. Like,
There was an altercation,
Yeah,
but maybe the whole plaster thing.
Nobody
was
has still been able to
overtly-
definitely confirm that if he was actually stabbed.
Yeah, but there
But
was
there was
actually
clearly
an
an
altercation, and Nasarawa United were punished for that.
Get-
He's back.
I was going to say get well soon, but he's already on the
No,
bench.
he's already on the. He's already.
So,
he was part of the. He played.
No,
He
try
played
not to get
in
stabbed again, I
the.
guess. I don't
He
know
played
what
in
to
the
say.
FA Cup win.
Superheroes exist.
Yeah,
Just know
so that's
some
just it.
people have beats different.
Yeah, so it's part of the drama in the NPFL. The other day we were talking about Curtis attacking lobby stars who are
Oh,
now.
by the way, that did
who are
not
now
help
reg-
at all.
They got relegated.
You know what it is? Curtis attack guy is still relegated. The
Interestingly,
Curtis don't even know when to come back.
Do you know the funny?
Let it go. Do your worst.
Another
I'm
funny
gonna relegate.
story.
Do your
Another
worst.
funny story. I think Izu would know this. The coach of the club
lobby stars.
did
I
not
was
know
about to
that
say
he had
that.
already relegated.
Yeah.
In the interview after the
He
game,
said anything can still happen.
anything can still happen. After they already confirmed.
No, see, what God cannot do.
No, see.
they
let
can
me-
buy slots.
Actually.
They cannot afford it. Secondly, the coach might actually know. Maybe he just saw the Curtis around. And he wanted to
I had
pacify
to-
them.
I had
He
to
said,
say something
"Make I
to
not
confuse
confirm
them."
these things.
Yeah.
We never ready. Anything can still happen.
Anything can still happen. We'll
Uncle
fight
Fox.
to the end.
Uncle-
We'll fight to the end. It's a bit
Anyway.
of the epic. But at the top, the race is getting interesting because now it's just 6 points with
5 games.
5 games to go. So anything.
Anything can
Can
happen.
happen.
Rivers United,
Rare more for
they are
them.
literally not doing. Rivers United are playing some of the worst football in the NPFL.
But they're
That
still
are
second.
second.
They're still second.
Yeah,
They're
but I
still
think
there.
Remo will
They're
win.
still
Remo
there.
will
Yeah.
be fine.
Anyway, as we round up, congratulations to Remo Stars, who I think are going to win the NPFL.
I would love them to
deserve it,
win.
yeah.
I'd love
Yeah,
them
but
to.
I
They've been
also-
consistent.
I'll be in the Kenneth for the
Big
celebrations.
shout out to Finidi George, who has sort of bounced back very well
Yeah.
from that.
I think he's done well with Rivers
With
United. When you
Rivers
consider
United.
where he picked them up.
Yeah,
from.
but like their second got knocked out in the FA Cup by Beyond Limits. That's Remo Stars feeder team.
Yeah.
Beating
It was
Groningen,
a
but
proper
still,
beating.
It's still, let's hope he's not being old. Anyway, let's wrap
No,
up
he's
with
younger
some,
now. I think he just celebrated 54.
with some. Huh?
He just celebrated 54.
Real Betis
Okay.
legend, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
Good.
Oh, by the way, I remember when we went to an NFF event and Muti Adepoju saw Faruq wearing a Real Betis
Betis
jersey.
jersey.
I wanted to talk to Faruq based on that, and Faruq did not know who he was.
I don't know.
Because
It was when he passed me. It was when he passed me, and I realized that no, this is me. I had to turn back, but he had gone already. Like he was looking at me. He said
Like,
hi.
you didn't even know
I looked at
this
him. I said hi back. Like, why is Mark
Faruq probably thought it was all
He
Egmont Adugo that wanted to beg him for what he said.
just doesn't look like him anymore. He
He
just doesn't look like him anymore.
Wow.
So it was after he passed me, I
He
realized
walked
that
past
he
an
now done
ambassador
me
of
like.
La Liga.
And
Yeah.
that came to me today. Don't be Muti that.
Shout out to Muti Adepoju who granted us an interview on that day. We'll round up some
Fantastic
fun
man.
facts. Sometime last month, a goalkeeper Jean de Boer, was named player of the match for Bern in Bern's game against Bodo Glimt in the Norwegian Elite Serien. And his man of the match award was 4 crates of egg.
And they say it only happens in Africa.
Yeah, I was going to say this just to put your mind at ease that this is not only an African thing. Although they've come out to give an explanation for it and say Norway uses their booming economic agricultural sector to reward
So
their
Ghana
local
really
products.
is feel
You
like
know,
that.
the funny thing is, I don't even think it's a bad thing because generally, even in the established leagues, they just get like a plaque or something.
to come around, but you
Yeah.
still get actual, the
Tangible things.
like the product of the sponsor. So
Yes.
this sponsor just happened to sell eggs.
Eggs.
I
So,
mean, egg
as
is
a
like
Nigerian
highly
player-
nutritious now.
As a Nigerian player, I would 5
4
liters of fuel is all I
But
need.
4 crates of egg save now something you didn't want.
5 liters.
How much is one
Of
crate of
fuel.
egg?
One egg is 250 now.
No, if they
One
give
crate of egg is like over
if they
60,
give you
bro.
4 crates of eggs right now in Nigeria,
Oh,
bro,
I can start a business that will sustain
Close to
me.
30K.
Anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, another wonderful episode delivered to you. It's a landmark episode for us, and we would have, brought cake, but we couldn't even afford pie. So, where we want to see money for
you
cake.
couldn't.
All right, so now get money pass. Why not buy them?
You tell us to buy
Now we
cake.
want chop humble pie.
But
Now,
you could have bought
exactly.
the cake to commemorate our 10th episode. It's not easy.
We'll do the
I
20th.
remember somebody mentioning it last week.
It's not easy. Our
Let's
milestone episode.
do it for the 20th.
We'll from henceforth we'll start celebrating our milestones. But
Yeah.
thank you for working with us from episode 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 and now 10.
10.
Thank you very, very much. It's not easy. 10 episodes of consistent quality once every week. That's now 10
Next
weeks.
one.
Olodo.
Do you know what you have to be? Olodo in multiple languages.
Translate this.
Oh my
gentlemen.
God, Arsenal! It's not a good omen for Arsenal. It's not a good omen for Arsenal.
Please don't forget to keep on liking, sharing, and subscribing. We see your participation. We really, really appreciate it. We know that.
Leave that side.
We know that at the very least, we are talking to at least 1,000 of you. So that we really, 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 really appreciate it over the last 10 episodes. Your consistency. Please continue to grow with us. And by episode 20, we'll probably have more landmarks to celebrate in terms of views and likes and shares and subscriptions. So do all of that. Thank you very much. You are the real MVPs. We do this for you. We do this for you. On that note, my name is Tunde Young. Faruq was here. Joba was here. Kola is here.
You don't forget my name.
Yes,
What
I'm
the-
trying. Yes.
Forgot the only
Wow.
name.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Okay, just to make that smooth, I'll take it. Faruq is still here for whatever reason. Joba was also here. Kolawole Babatunde dressed in his full Arsenal regalia. What you wear next week, we will see. And of course, the real MVP, the master of Nigerian football, the girl them sugar, Izuchukwu Akawor is here. Along with myself today. Thank you very much to everybody that has had this wonderful production. Until you see you next week. Yellow!
Bye for now.